the idea of common logarithms, which suggests there's some logarithms that are just natural to us or common to us. So for example, let's go back and look in exponential world. Wasn't this pattern fairly common? 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, and so forth? Yeah, we're used to scales or factors of 10, and those are common to us. So likewise with logarithms, we can look at our base 10 logarithms as a common logarithm. So if we have some function, f of x equals a log of x base 10, because these are what's most normal, most common to us, we'll just rewrite this as f of x equals log x, where it's understood that's a base 10. Most of our calculators, we don't have a particular base to ascribe to our log, but we have a log function. So if you looked at your calculator right now, it already has a key probably or button that says just log. And that's understood to be a common log base 10. And the reason again why it's common, because we're used to these numbers 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000 and so forth. Maybe for some of your computer geeks out there, we can base that to another semi-common pattern. So what's this pattern right here? See that pattern? Well, that's a logarithm with a different base. That's with the base 2. This is a base 10. Each of these numbers in base 2 is twice as large as the one before. Likewise up here in base 10, each number is twice as large as the one before, but in a different base. So that's why bases are important, but there's only one that's common, and that's the one that's in base 10. Although base 2 is probably catching on up because a lot of our computer science is based in base 2. So let's look at an example of how we could solve something. So I have some function, f of x equals 29 plus 48.8 log of x plus 1, where that models the height of a child after from ages 5 to 15. So how do we evaluate that? Well, first of all, pull out your black box, turn it on, and then notice and identify where is the log key at in this particular case. So I want to evaluate this. I want to evaluate this at a child that's 8 years old. Now that doesn't look like a different color, but it is. And x again was 8. So how do we evaluate that? Well, there's a black box. Find my log key, 9 parentheses, enter. And the average height, so this models the average height of a child from ages 0 to 5. So an 8-year-old, his average height based on this model came out to be 76 or approximately 76 inches. You may not care about that particular model, but the idea is that you will deal with logs that do not have a base. And what do you do when you see no base with a log? Flags go up. It's a common, well not flags, but fireworks. It's a common log. It's a log base 10. And your calculator doesn't have log base 10, it just has log. That means the same thing. It's called our common logarithm.